In this video, what we're going to be doing is taking some time to go over some new information regarding Death Stranding. Now, I know I haven't been talking about Death Stranding that much on my channel, and frankly, it's because it's kind of difficult to do so. This is a new type of game, clearly, and a lot of it is still surrounded in mystery, and a lot of the things that Kojima talks about are very ambiguous, and in this case, it still kind of is a little bit, but I still feel as though it's worth going over this information. I want to try to do a better job in bringing certain pieces of info about these upcoming games. I'm sure many of you noticed I've been talking a lot about The Last of Us Part 2 lately, and that's been a lot easier because a lot of the information has been more straightforward, and I've also been doing a little bit of speculation videos and theory videos, and maybe we can start doing more content like this going forward with other games. But talking here about Death Stranding, it's a game I'm very much looking forward to, and I think that many of you are as well. Apparently, Kojima recently revealed that in the game, some NPC characters can actually die if you don't maintain a connection with them in this game. So it says initially, Death Stranding's theme of connection was pretty mysterious, but now that we've seen a bunch of the game in action, it's starting to make sense. Sam Porter Bridges is traveling the length of the fallen United States in order to reconnect the broken civilization. He'll be doing this by making deliveries and getting everyone hooked up to the chiral network, including a variety of characters in side missions. As revealed by Hideo Kojima himself during his recent visit to Russia, the fate of certain NPCs will be up to the player. Speaking at the Garage Museum of Modern Art in Moscow, Kojima explained, "We have a character who lives deep underground. He is sick and needs medicine, and Sam can deliver it. Since this happens at the beginning of the story, this is a must." He continues, "After completing this quest, the player himself chooses the following actions. You can constantly go to the old man and carry medicine, can deliver other items, you can listen to his stories from the past. However, this being an open world game, it's likely that players will venture pretty far off from this old man. Kojima reasonably expects that some players will forget about the character, resulting in a lost connection and the man's demise. We really hope that the significance of the connection between people, how it is formed, how it develops, will be revealed, and it will be interesting for you to play it," Kojima concludes. So this is certainly interesting, especially this last part here where he says that we really hope that the significance of the connection between people, how it is formed, how it develops, will be revealed, and it will be interesting for you to play it. So from that, he makes it seem like there's going to be more to it than what he's saying. There usually always is with Hideo Kojima games. I mean, he talks about things in a very simple form, and then when you play the game, you realize, okay, this is a little bit more complex and nuanced than I originally thought. And in this case, I don't think it's going to be literally just as simple as, oh, if you don't want these characters to die, you need to just constantly make deliveries to them. I think there will be a little bit more to it than that. At least that's what I'm hoping. I do think that NPCs are certainly going to play a major role in this game, and it's going to be really interesting for me. Like, one of the things I'm going to be looking for is just how engaged I'm going to feel with these so-called connections that I'm attempting to form with these NPCs, and how much it's really going to end up mattering to me as the player. Maybe it's really just going to depend on your personality type. If you're somebody who really likes to get into it, then maybe it will be for you. But if you're somebody who's just looking for that, like, quick experience, maybe it's not going to be worth it for you. Maybe it's not going to be as enjoyable. It really depends on the so-called stories that this old man is going to end up telling, right? Because it sounds like that's one of the rewards you're going to be getting, is you get basically more story. Maybe that will be a main driving factor and a main incentivizer for you to want to go out there and continue to maintain these connections and these relationships with people, is the idea that the more you do this with NPCs, the more you get to learn about the world of Death Stranding and the lore behind it. I know that for anybody who's played the Hideo Kojima games in the past, there's going to be a lot of lore in this game. There's going to be a lot to uncover, and I think that that's going to be pretty much the most exciting part about it, is learning about this world, learning about these characters, learning about the BTs, and all this mysterious stuff that we really don't know too much about. I'm really hoping that this whole NPC connection thing really kind of feeds into that, and it's not just kind of like a surface level thing. Doesn't sound like it's going to be, but interesting nonetheless. And I do want to say that, yeah, this isn't the most revolutionary thing. We have seen other games do this, but really I think it's going to be about how it's done and how it's executed. Hopefully it will be something that feels good. But moving on from that, we're going to take a little bit of time now to go over some things that Mads Mikkelsen had to say about Death Stranding, as well as Hideo Kojima and the story of Death Stranding. And for those who don't know, but I'm sure most of you do know, Mads Mikkelsen is the actor who's playing the character Cliff. He's basically what we perceive to be the main antagonist of the game, and he's the character that seems to be shrouded in the most mystery, and I think we've seen the least of, or we know the least about. So says that talking to a Russian website, TAS or TAS, Mikkelsen discussed working with Hideo Kojima, and he said he was very inspiring. It's going to be many hours. I've spent 2 hours with it, and it blew me away. It was insane to watch where this is taking us. Not only was it mind-blowing visually, but also the way it was played. It's kind of out of the box, something we've never seen before, and I guess that's what people expect from Hideo Kojima. He is the godfather of creating new things. Well, he's very gentle and very open-minded to you. First of all, he has a gigantic storyboard with every single shot in the scenes. This is his graphic novel, the image of what he wants to do. We were there in a room with green screens, dressed in a suit that's green and a helmet with a camera on. Super weird. We're doing little scenes and we don't know exactly what the story arc is because it's going to be in a game and people can change that. But we act out every scene. Luckily, I wasn't the only one in a green suit. Everybody else was too. So it's cool. I insist on feeling where his vision is going, and I don't mean getting clear directions like you go there, sit down, say the line. I hate that. But trying to understand his mind and vision is crucial for me to be able to go there and offer some ideas that could fit into his universe. Hideo was very inspiring. Mikkelsen also shared a little bit of insight on his own character in the game Cliff. According to him, he won't just be the antagonist of Death Stranding, suggesting there's more to it than what we've seen so far in the trailers. Yeah, but then again, no. We learn more about the characters throughout those hours or days of playing the game. I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to say, but the more you play it, the more the characters will develop, and you will find little bits and pieces that fit the puzzle. So I would definitely not say that he's the antagonist solely. So this is very interesting because, not only does it sound like, Mads and I'm sure these other actors and actresses have a great time working with Hideo Kojima, but what he says about his character there, about how there's going to be more to it, this has to be the thing that I'm really looking forward to the most. This is what I love about the Metal Gear Solid series, is that nothing is ever really as straightforward as it seems, and I think that anytime you're talking about good storytelling and having interesting lore and interesting characters and just a memorable story that you go through, this is really an important part. To look at a character like Cliff and just assume he's just the bad guy and that's all he's going to play in the game, we know it's not going to be that simple. We also know that that's probably why we haven't seen that much of him as of, the time of this recording, and I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of major reveals that are going to show that Cliff's character is going to play a vital role, and we're probably going to end up feeling a little bit torn. I highly doubt that by the time we complete Death Stranding, we're just going to feel like, oh wow, I'm the good guy and I did my thing and everything's good now and I took out the bad guy. I mean, maybe, but we have the actor, Mads Mikkelsen himself here saying that pretty much, even though it sounds like he's still kind of, I don't know if he's just making it seem this way because he doesn't want to accidentally reveal too much. He's making it seem like even he still doesn't fully understand everything about the story. And if I'm being completely honest here, I do not expect to fully understand everything that I witness when I beat Death Stranding for the first time. I imagine it to be one of these games where I'm going to have to really look into it. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of analysis videos on it, but I'm excited to really talk about it. That's one aspect of this that I want to really, hopefully, dive into deeper once the game comes out, is really going over a lot of the story beats and what certain things mean, because I highly doubt, and hearing this from Mads Mikkelsen gives me more confidence, and it really actually does serve to get me a little bit more excited about the game. I really doubt that things are going to be as straightforward as we think they are. As to whether or not they're going to make sense, well, that I think is the big part that a lot of people are still kind of waiting on. They're waiting to find out, if you play this game, are you going to feel like, what did I just witness? I don't understand anything. That's not necessarily a bad thing, though. We do have to understand that one of Kojima's most recent favorite games was that game Inside. For anybody who played that, that by the time you complete Inside, I guess maybe minor spoilers for anybody who hasn't played Inside, but by the time you complete it, you still have no idea, like, even remotely, what's going on. And the only thing you're left to do is come up with your own theories and your own ideas and your own interpretations. And I, as somebody who did play Inside and completed it, I thought that that was really awesome. And I'm wondering if Death Stranding is going to be similar. I hope it's not nearly as ambiguous. I highly doubt it could be, considering there's, you know, major characters in here. There's going to be a lot of dialogue and a lot of major story beats, I'm assuming anyway. But either way, this information has me excited to kind of finish off this video and, you know, review everything we went over here. NPCs will be able to die in Death Stranding if you do not continue to form a connection with them, or if you lose that connection with them. What implications this will have in the overall plot, we don't know yet, but it will probably have something to do with the overall plot if you continue to let, you know, just one NPC die after the other and you completely ignore everybody. I'm sure there will be repercussions there, so very interesting. And we also talked about, you know, Mads Mikkelsen and his character not being as simplistic as just the antagonist. That's not the only role he plays, and he also talked a little bit about the enjoyment of working with Hideo Kojima and how he really appreciates the fact that he tries to create new things. So that does it for the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, be sure to leave it a like. It really helps it out. Lets me know you guys are enjoying the video. I'm going to do my best to talk more about Death Stranding as we get closer to its launch. Be sure to subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification icon so you never miss an upload, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.